recording for the VODs. So the instant razor ban,
Radiance ban.
if they're not gonna get it, then oh, actually they could have gotten it. Well, they'll ban it out this time. Don't want to go for that. And banning the void,
10 seconds
if they did see that game, probably a good idea. Because that void did pretty well. Had some pretty good chronospheres.
Dire's ban.
Hope everyone's having a good time tonight. Hopefully you guys can get some more viewers here. Tell everyone. Tell everyone you know. See if Farm Feed's gonna go for their same style here. Something like a... Well, the Void and the Razor are gone, but they still have Slark in the pool if they do want it.
Only 10 seconds.
Looks like they're probably going to go for a different strategy. Well, Viper. Well, I love Viper. And Viper's definitely good for setting up their style of play. Because he can start going even before he gets his 6. Just needs a couple of levels for damage.
Only 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Now, good here is to counter Viper. Razor's... he's okay.
Time.
But he is banned. OD, however, I would argue is not that great of a counter against him. Vengeful Spirit
Dire team are now picking.
has a good stun against Viper, but other than that, can die pretty quickly. Swap's going to be good to set up what they need, though. They could get a quick kill onto the Viper if he is out of position with that swap. If only Techies was in right now, you could do a mind swap. It would be kind of fun.
5 seconds remain.
And the Skywrath Mage, so they will be able to do a swap into a Mystic Flare, which is going to be nice. However, picking up Skywrath against Viper, I'm not so sure about, as Viper does have the innate magic resistance. I believe 25? No, way more. No, 25. Which gives him a total of 50. Which can really screw up Skywrath's magic. Now Shadow Shaman. This will probably end up being someone caught in the wards, and then Venge sacrifices herself by swapping. But yeah, this is Farm and Feed setting up more mid-game aggression here. You got a good ganker and you got a good setup for that with the shackles, as well as some good push in the wards.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
And meanwhile, for J. Harry the carry, you have a couple of decent supports. I would argue not that great against the Viper, but against the Shadow Shaman, they're pretty decent. Now, the Pugnaban is interesting, as they themselves have the Shadow Shaman, and they would have... No, they would not have the next pick. So maybe they're anticipating that, maybe they're anticipating some push element of Dire's lineup.
Dire's ban. Dire team are now picking.
Actually, I think that Nature's Prophet was a pretty good ban out for J. Harry the carry, as that would have been pretty good to set up this mid-game style.
10 seconds to pick.
And Morana could easily counter some of Viper's ganking power. Not really with the Pounce in herself, but if you Moonlight Shadow, they will be able to... Well, they should be able to get away. At least in the early game. Or, sorry, at least in the mid game, not in the early game. If he uses his ult on you and gets some poison stacks out, it might be not super great.
5 seconds remain.
Now, I think here they should pick up another good support to go with the Shadow Shaman, although they may go for a core instead. Skywrath would have been pretty good to go with Shadow Shaman, but unfortunately they don't have that option for themselves. And I'm going for the Shadow Demon.
Dire team pick.
I mean, maybe they thought Jay Harry was going to go for that. With a Mirana Shadow Demon combo, you can have a pretty good chance of arrows. The thing is, though, then they would have to make Venge a core, so I'm not so sure about picking it against them. And for farm and feed,
10 seconds to pick.
I mean, I just don't think it's
5 seconds. Hurry,
that
hurry.
great for them so far. I mean, if Shadow Shaman is in the front, I guess he can disrupt someone, but so far all his disruption's really going to be good for is saving people from the arrow, which isn't... I mean, it's okay, but it's not that great.
Radiant team pick.
Now, Brewmaster, that changes things a little bit. If Viper does go against the Brewmaster, I feel like Viper's going to have a pretty good time of it. And with the stuns that they do, or with the lockdown they do have from the Shadow Shaman, they may be able to prevent Brewmaster from using his ult, as long as it's a reasonably small team fight.
10 seconds to pick.
So they do have that going for them.
5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Are you picking up another?
Hurry.
Yeah. Another
Dire
element of
team
control
picking.
for farm and feed with the Centaur Stomp will definitely be good. And hopefully they can keep this Brewmaster from splitting. Because if he splits, it's going to get a little bit harder. As Jay Harry does have a pretty good amount of damage. Skywrath has his ult, Mirana has the arrow,
5
and
seconds remain.
Brewmaster, when he uses his ult, can put out a pretty good amount of damage.
Reserve time.
So they are going to ban out the Slark. So
Radiant's
I think they were watching the last game. So farm and feed not going to be able to get that for themselves. So they're going to have to decide what, I would imagine what safe lane they would like for farm and feed. As Viper's probably better in a mid-roll. They may actually have Brewmaster go safe lane, anticipating that, in which case you could do an aggro try.
Look, I don't mean to rush you, but I do wish you'd go a hell of a lot faster than you're going.
Just the last set of bans here. And on the side of defense of the Illinois, I mean, I believe they haven't selected their one role yet. You're gonna need something that's good mainly against Viper and against Centaur. So you're gonna have to get someone that's tanky as an escape. Or at least someone that's fast. Because you're not going to want someone who can die very quickly. Because against a Centaur and against a Viper, you're going to have to be ready to take a lot of damage. You're going to have to be ready to put out a lot of damage as well, because Centaur and Viper are both pretty tanky. And they'll ban out the Luna, which, yeah, she puts a decent amount of damage, but I don't know if she could have survived against the likes of Viper as well as Centaur. Now, a number of ways this could go here. And they will go with an Invoker, so they are going to use the Brewmaster in the one role, I believe. Okay. Unless they want to do Invoker carry, which they could do as well. I was actually thinking a Lycan could have been a pretty good pick for Dire. Not just that they're on the Dire side, but I mean, it could have helped a lot. I mean, Shadow Demon was the original Lycan counter, but
10
I think
seconds
at
to
this
pick.
stage, Lycan could have been pretty great.
5 seconds remain.
They do have lockdown for him in the form of the Shadow Shaman, but
Reserve time.
he would be able to get away from the Centaur as well as the Viper. Now for farm and feed, they're just going to have to pick another mid-game core. With a few banned out so far, I'll see what they're going to go for next.
Only 10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
And they're going to go for a Morphling. Interesting.
Dire team now picking.
The usual picking lag. So, gonna be farm and
Prepare
feed
yourselves. We're
going
nearly
up
ready.
against J. Harry the Carry with Chromosome on the Centaur. Nope. Zips will be playing the Shadow Shaman. Todd will be on the Morphling, and lastly we'll have Best Carry in Town on the Viper. On the Dire side, it looks like we're going to smoke up. We're going to have Bathroom Boy on the Invoker. Goku on Acid will be on the Vengeful Spirit. Going to have D-Swami on the Skyrath Mage. Swipe Left will be on the Marana. And Swega will be on the Brewmaster. They're going to go for it. Quick roam in the Dire jungle. They have a smoke up, but unfortunately this smoke not going to be too great effect as both teams are roaming inside their own jungles to set up wards here. They're going to hide behind these trees, but it's really not going to matter at this point.
30 seconds to video games.
Only
30
Todd is not
seconds.
participating in the madness of both sides.
Begin the digital sports.
Okay, let the games begin. Looks like it's going to be a Viper as well as a Shadow Shaman dual lane on the bot against a well, there's got to be more than this. Are they just going to do solo off-lane Venge? Looks like they might. Huh. Interesting. They're going to have an Invoker up against the Morphling. Looks like Shadow Demon is going to be coming around with a haste. See if he is going to spot out Venge. He was seen by the ward. And they'll be ready to come in, I believe. Will they be able to get the disruption? They can if they want to. Not necessarily a great place, though, as the Viper's way far back here. They will get the shackles off, but he will launch the stun at the Shaman, anticipating that. And there's going to be nothing doing. Maybe not the best time to disrupt. Probably felt pressure to do it as he did at the Haster. And Miranda going to be coming through the mid. It looks like she will be heading towards the bottom lane here. Going to launch an arrow off the mark for the moment. Oh, and Centaur, lastly, will be playing on the top lane against the Skyrath Mage as well as the Brewmaster. So another team coming out with dual lanes here. Actually, Venge close to dying here. Could have thought about diving that. Miranda coming in though at a good time. And actually, it looks like going to be Gank coming in here off the side. Bathroom Boy looks to be going down here with the disruption as well as the shadow combo. So first blood going the way of Todd. And that should set up for his probable domination of the mid lane. And with the bottom lane so far not going out super great for J. Harry the Carry. The only thing they really have going for them is this top lane. The Centaur's getting farm as well, so not doing too great. Saw Pounce coming out here in the bottom lane. This Viper really trying hard to get a kill here. And getting so close every time, but not enough yet. Should pick up the boots as he does have enough money.
You wanted that.
Invoker looks to be going a Quas Exhort build, which could be helpful against the squishy supports of the Shaman as well as the Shadow Demon. Oh, they have two Shadow heroes. Shadow Shaman, Shadow Demon. Good. They should get extra points for that. Gonna use the slow, the double slows, onto the Centaur. Stomps at the right time and may be able to get away. They're gonna dive him under the tower, and the last hit will end up doing it. Is Brewmaster gonna die? It's gonna be close. And actually swaps the aggro at just the right time. Did have a salve though, and maybe may have been able to save himself without that.
So 1-1 now.
And Centaur finally getting bullied out of the lane for the moment. Gonna take the walk of shame back towards the top lane is the Centaur, and Brewmaster leading the charts now. For the moment, taking the spot with the Viper. So both carries doing good for the moment. And in the mid lane, Invoker, awesome CS because of that death. And Morphling already doing pretty well for himself, has the Wraithbane as well as the bottle. And Boots doing pretty well. There, it looks like Farm and Feed grouped up on the side, ready to go if they're going to go just a little bit farther. Shadow Demon coming in from the side. They're going to start the slow onto the Venge. They will get the disruption. Arrow going to miss. And the Shackles did land. They will get another kill onto the Vengeful Spirit. Are they going to die? Yes, they will. Morphling coming in. Forgot about that extra hit that he needed. And will get that. The DD really working out for them there. Great timing, and they may actually be able to get this tower as well.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Bunch of damage coming out. The TP cancelled for Venge.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Shadow Demon may have wanted to wait a little bit on that
Dire's
movement
fortified.
to convince him to come in. Arrow gonna hit the Shadow Demon, but not really any follow-up here. Just sort of a slow down here. Meanwhile, Centaur did end up dying here on the top lane. They will be able to get the tower.
Dire's bottom tower is in pieces.
So
Radiant's middle
Brewmaster off
tower
that
is
other
taking
kill.
damage.
Almost level 6 at the moment, and Skywrath as well. So once they both get their 6s, look to see them start rotating around, making some more kills. Actually, it looks like Invoker's gonna opt for the Quas Wex build instead. Just got one value point of Exhort for the extra damage in the beginning. And Invoker's circling out over here. They passed this ward here and started heading this way. Maybe not seeing them here. They didn't have a ward there. They will be heading all the way up to the top lane. Ward gonna spot him out here. Maybe spotting him out. Looks like not. Rune Spawn's bottom will be a haste room, and Invoker with the Wex will be able to pick it up. Gonna start heading right towards the bottom. Viper doesn't know what's happening, thinks it's going on the Venge. Will try to do so, but not fast enough for the moment. Will get the last hit, but with the EMP as well as the Tornado, he will end up dying. So 1 for 1, they do lose the Viper though, so not the best trade they wanted to make. Didn't see that one coming. And Brewmaster, does he know there are people just on the other side of the trees here? As soon as he comes out, look to see a disruption coming out. He does have the split available, so this may turn bad for them. Scareth does not have 6 yet for the moment, so it's going to be mostly the split coming out. And they start to move. Shackles do get landed. Gonna look to see a little bit of damage coming out. He will do the split. And Centaur saved for the moment with the disruption, but will end up dying. And sent up into the air is the Shadow Demon. Skywrath Mage pretty low here, but not going to be able to get that. Very close. Have to turn that off.
Once again, video games.
And trapped.
Gonna get the disruption off onto the Brewmaster, and taking a lot of damage. Will Centaur be able to catch up for the stomp? Looks like not for the moment here. It does have the Tranquils, but Brewmaster going fast with the phase boots will use the double edge, but he'll be able to get away. Waiting on the side, here's the Invoker as well as the Skywrath. We're going to wait for Centaur to come out just a little bit more. They will land the Tornado on him as well as the EM3. And the Flare means he gets down to 10 health. And
top tower is being attacked.
Cold Snap, not enough damage. Heard a Shackle, but it was silenced immediately. And we'll be able to get the hit onto the Invoker. Will they be able to get the Skywrath Mage as well? Looks like they will with the Viper. TPing in from the side. Brewmaster Split still down for another 35 seconds. Morphling gonna go for an early bots. Okay. He's gonna go pretty damn fast now. Venge gonna start moving up as Farm and Feed looks to set up their first push onto the top tier 1 of J. Harry to carry. See if Venge spots out the supports here. Looks like he is going to move that way, and they will see him get the Shackles landed. Viper not going to move over there just yet. They will get a good amount of damage and will be able to just barely kill him. Brewmaster and Invoker coming in, Skywrath as well, and the Marana ult really screwing up a bunch of the damage here. Morphling going to come in with the bots. Will use the waveform, catches up to the Invoker, brings him a bit low, but gets silenced and immediately brought down with all the damage they do have. And Viper going to try to TP out, definitely not going to work. And 3 for 0 for J. Harry the carry. Still a pretty even game. Only 1k advantage. 3k in net worth though for Farm and Feed at the moment here. Chromosome going to run these into the tower, get a little bit of damage going on there. So Uplift going to come in on the side and bring those away. They're going to get the disruption onto the Invoker here in the mid lane. Going to use the Tornado, send the Shaman up in the air. He will get the Shackle though, and it should be the death of the Invoker. On the top lane though, looks like they're going to immediately move in to start pushing this. Seeing the 3 and now 4 heroes mid. Going to see if they can get a trade out of this one. May want to bring the Venge over though. Actually, it looks like it's just going to be the Brewmaster doing this for the moment. Going to use the Shaman wards here in the mid lane. Looks like they should start moving TP up to the top lane here. Looks like they're going to turn possibly for the Viper. No, just going to put out a bit of damage. 2 heroes coming in. 3 in fact. They are smoked up. Went past the wards, so not seen yet for the moment. Skywrath going to be caught out by the Centaur. Brewmaster going to split. Maybe not the best split of his life. Are they going to follow the Earth Pan? It looks like no. Morphling on the side did ping him out for a possible go onto that, but not going to be the case. I guess he was defending the Shaman wards. So no farm can be had for that. And again, they will try for the push onto this tower here. Ward's still cooling down for another 50 seconds, so it's just going to be straight auto attacks. Viper on the side ready to pull the push back. Only Miranda to defend for the moment. They do have a ward behind here, so they will have seen that. Arrow coming, they will see. Viper does not manage to dodge it. That thing is a big hitbox. They will whittle this tower down. Should be able to get it with the next wave.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
And they will end up cleaning up the tower. Or farming feed. Finally managing to take that. Viper will take the last hit. Let's move over to net worth here. Yep, Viper's sitting at second best. Only to his Morphling. Brewmaster doing okay. And down here, Boker not doing so well. We'll get a disruption off onto the bench. They're going to use the Mirana in Viz, but they will use some dust to make sure they do end up getting that kill. Arrow off the mark. And J. Harry coming in on the back of the last of their Invis. Brewmaster ready, but does not have the split. Will they be able to get the Viper? It looks like no. They're going to use the Centaur ult. Flare did some damage, but not super great, and they will be able to get the Skywrath Mage Invoker coming out. Kind of just try to run away if you can, but no Ghost Walk invoked, and Invoke still cooling down. They are actually putting out a good amount of damage with the Brewmaster, and it's still just barely alive. Shadow Demon actually going to take the kill, and they will end up finally killing the Viper. They think he's in the trees, but he's not. I'm going to swap, and will get a Shadow Demon for that, using the help at the tower for that one. So 2 for 2. And the Viper kill, very important, as he was pretty high up there. Where are the items? Looks like Brewmaster gonna have that drum. See when he starts moving in towards the Ags. And actually, Invoker just getting a 14-minute Midas. Interesting to say the least. Centaur with the blink. Definitely good for him. Mech starting to move towards the Ags for the Viper. And we already talked about the bots here. Looks like Morphling's next item is going to be the Lincolns. I don't really agree with this Midas for Invoker. They will hit the Viper. Seeing him in the trees somehow. Oh, have the ward right, just barely placed for it. He will get disrupted up, and Venge start low as well. This great shackle on the Brewmaster. Had the ult, I believe. Didn't use it. I believe he was still able to. So 3-0. Centaur almost dead, but gonna start healing up there. And an interesting engagement. The ward managed to catch him hiding in the trees just because of its placement.
Is now a thing of the past.
Double ward there. We'll see the Skywrath ready to defend. Meanwhile, though, they're gonna see if they can split push this one out. Invoker here. They're not gonna see this poured in from the Viper, I believe. It's gonna see if he can catch up, but doesn't have phase boots, so won't be able to catch up to him. 2 TPs coming in. J. Harry looks to defend this if they can. Will get the stomp off and run ult as well, and an easy kill onto the Centaur. And Farm Feed will just back up off of that. Gonna pass on this ward here. They will see this. Will there be an arrow? Not for the moment. Tornado will catch out the retreating Shadow Shaman. They'll get a nice kill off of that. Morphling still running away and should be able to get out of there with the waveform if needed. So 2 cleanup kills for J. Harry the carry. And looks like they are going to start pushing towards this mid-tier 1. Only 2 heroes so far to defend.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Should be some pretty easy cleanup here if they need it. A little bit more of a defense coming in, actually. They do have the Morphling now. Centaur ready to blink if he needs to, but it looks like they're going to back off just for a little bit. They're drawing the lines to go get the Viper. Going to use the Centaur ult, and will still be caught out by the super long-range Tornado. Almost all in Wex. Actually going to go down against the Viper. Viper's no mana, though. Not even enough for a TP, so they should turn back, I think, and go on. Especially Mirana with the haste rune. He's actually going to start chasing after the Skywrath Mage. Perched up. Should be falling here in just a moment. He's going to try TPing out and will actually manage to do so. Shadow Demon coming up with the rest of the team. They will get the disruption off onto the Marana. Gonna get stomped up as well as shackled and double edged. And another kill for farm and feed. Use the wards in mid, which will be able to clean up this tower here. Gonna try for some split pushes. The Brewmaster has a creep wave in on the side. Maybe get a little bit of consolation damage here, but gonna have to leave as the Viper's coming in. XP going up to 5k for farm and feed. Net worth 10k. And only the Brewmaster has really been able to do decently in terms of farm in this game for J. Harry the Carry. Invoker just not doing too great, unfortunately. Yeah, Invoker 0 and 5, just not doing super great. Brewmaster 3 and 1 was great. Primal Spit obviously helping a lot with that. Undercover the Marana Invis. They're gonna try to see if they can catch Morphling, but unfortunately he did leave immediately. We'll be able to get out. I don't know how he's seeing them.
Illusion.
Must just know there's no one on the map. Getting close to the Lincolns for the Morphling. Brewmaster does pick up the blink, and now we should see him start moving into that Aghanims. Oh, he may not even. He is the one position for them. They will get the stun off. The disruption will stop all of that aggression though, and an immediately kill for the Morphling. Primal Split going off, and kills an illusion, unfortunately. Skywrath will be able to make it out there. They're going to send Centaur up into the air, and Pandas will retreat. Coming out of the top lane is the Morphling, and with the bots, able to go directly from a fight into a push here. Doesn't have too much damage. Will use the rest of his mana to morph a bit of agility. Get a little bit more damage going on here. Miranda shackled up and will end up dying. This Shadow Demon pretty close to death as well, and will end up dying as well. They're going to try to go after the center, but they can't catch up. Keeps getting blocked by the creeps. Cold Snap going to slow him down a little bit, and will they be able to get the last stomp off? Will get it with the Invoker right clicks. Doing a decent-ish amount of damage with the phase boots. Brewmaster going to try diving under the tower here. Doesn't have enough mana for anything. Will get sheeped up here and shackled under the tower. Shadow Demon going to see if he can help out as well. Purge coming in. Will get the disruption on the Invoker to prevent anything from him. And he's under the tower as well. Will shoot the Tornado up and should be able to live for the moment. He did actually get a kill onto the Shadow Shaman with that. And Shadow Demon actually had a blink there and bought back. Invoker did launch up a few spots on the net worth charts. Definitely good for him, as they do need a second farmed core for J. Harry the Carry if they are going to hope to get back into this game. Moving up to the tier 2 on the bot lane is Farm and Feed. Gonna start a bit of a push here. Shadow Demon waiting in the wings, as well as the Centaur, ready for any sort of initiation. Here it comes. Brewmaster coming in. The Marana ult was used. Viper a little bit low. They're going to use the Centaur ult. Gets swapped in. Centaur going to try to start running. Viper pretty close to death, unfortunately. Shadow Demon was sent up in the air. Viper will end up dying. The Pandas are coming in. Be able to... Oh, actually won't be able to clean up the Shadow Demon kill. He will manage to TP out. Shadow Shaman coming in a weird place. Oh, because of the Morphling coming in on the side. Gonna drop the wards and actually gets a kill. Will they be able to get more? Need to use the wards. Need to micro them. Managed to use, I believe, Stick Charges or Mech. And Invoker close to death, but did manage to use the Ghost Walk. Will the EMP hit? Yes, it will. And with that, he doesn't have enough mana for the moment. Just has enough for Waveform now, but unfortunately the blink away means he'll just have to settle for the Venge kill instead. One more right click should do the job, and it will. So I believe 2-2 there. The Brewmaster will limp back home. Will, oh, actually on the sides here. Under the Shadow over Zone Tier 2, Skywrath will fall, and that should set up a push down here on the bot lane, which is what they wanted in the beginning. Centaur's going to wait on the side. Hopefully he can get some regen going here. Regenning up, ready for the next fight. And the Stampede already almost off cooldown. Gonna bring in 2 here. 2 in the box. With the new Viper eggs, I guess, yep. They will be able to get the ult off onto the Venge and sort of zone them back. Gonna try to come up here is the Brewmaster. Primal Split still on cooldown and shackled up for a while. The EMP finally goes. They do clean up the Brewmaster immediately, as well as the Vengeful Spirit. Shadow Demon with the Blink, as well as the Purge, gonna slow up the Invoker. They will get the Stomp onto him as well. Double Edge will seal the deal. And gonna see if they can get this Mirana. Diving into the base is the Morphling. They will get him slowed up. And it looks like they're gonna try for this tower here.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Doing good damage to the tower with the wards as well as the Morphling and Viper damage here. Are they going to go for the Mirana? Looks like not for the moment. The creeps are coming after it a little bit. Shadow Demon may be overstaying his welcome here. Going to end up falling. They will be able to get the Skywrath in return though, so maybe it was just a bait. And not going to get enough damage here as they will retreat into the fountain. 1 Rax, 4 Farm and Feed being taken here. Brewmaster going to try to come in. Does have the split for the moment. They will launch the Viper ult at the Venge. They do use the Mirana ult, so not going to be seen here. Venge was pretty close to dying. They will actually get the TP cancelled on the Morphling, but can't do anything for the moment. Brewmaster going to try to see if he can get the Centaur, but probably not well advised for the moment. Going to slow up the Morphling for a little while here. Centaur ult didn't actually work on him, it looks like. And he's going to try to Strength Morph all he can, but it looks like he may not be able to get out of this. Blink off cooldown in just a couple of seconds here for the Morphling, and slowed up as well as and the Cold Snap. That should be enough, and it will be. Long chase there on the bottom lane. Shadow Demon coming in will try to defend this tower here for Farm and Feed. Well, Farm and Feed did claim a Rax, but J. Harry the carry definitely has a chance here. 25 minutes in the game.
Radiant's bottom tower is
XP starting to peak a little bit, as well as the gold graph, but still a pretty high advantage. Invoker's caught up a little bit in the net worth, but the Viper and the Morphling still pretty far out of reach. Has the Ghost Scepter, going to be going for that shotgun. And it looks like Viper possibly going to go for a pipe. Has the cloak at the very least. Oh, never mind. Centaur has it. Good for him. Very good against the damage of the Invoker, who himself looks like he's going to be going for a BKB. But definitely going to help a lot against the Shadow Shaman, as him being shackled up can be quite annoying, as well as taking all the damage from the Centaur. Gonna see if I can scout anything out, but nothing around here for the moment. And it looks like Brewmaster will start working towards that eggs. Actually, yeah, did manage to finish up the BKB, the Invoker. Skywrath still doesn't have the mech. If he does end up getting that, it'll be great, but not yet. And is he going to be able to get it for this fight? I feel almost like he should sell the Basilius just so he can get the mech, because they are going to need it for this upcoming fight. They're going to consider Rosh. Pinging it out is the Venge, as they do have the ward here spotting it out. They're going to start onto Rosh, and looks like J. Harry's going to clean up the creeps here and will start moving. Spot is warded. They're going to use the Mirana ult, but should still be seen by the sentry here. They're going to start pinging it out and will start moving away. Viper actually gets bashed and will be safe for the moment. Are they going to bait with this illusion? Brewmaster's going to come in, stomp and split. They will instantly clean up the Vengeful Spirit. Brewmaster coming in with the Pandas, but nothing, no follow-up here. They think that's the real one, I believe. Viper going to come in. Will get stunned up with the rock. Panda's starting to retreat. And they call GG in the middle of the fight. And will follow with it. 4 heroes down, and that's a GG 4 farm and feed. 27 minutes in. So farm and feed victory here. Getting quick 2-0 in the Illinois Dota League. Yep, farm and feed going with another mid-game aggression lineup. Jay Harry had a chance to come back and weren't too far off in that game for a while, but last couple of fights just did not go in their favor, and then they ended up losing.